Here we have the distinctive 4th generation Megane in more practical sports tourer form. Since the last generation version appeared on our roads, the C-segment estate class has been infiltrated by newcomers, most notably the Seat Leon Street, which, like the Leon hatch, ticks many boxes. The new load-lugging Megane has some ground to make up, then. Behind its distinctive nose, you'll find a selection of 4 engines from which to choose at launch. They are 2 petrols and 2 diesels, including the Renault Sport Tweak 202 bhp turbocharged petrol engine, which is mated to a dual-clutch automatic transmission and 4-wheel steering. However, our slightly less energetic test car comes with the 128 bhp 1.6-liter diesel mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox. Renault will expand the Megane's engine range in 2017, with a more powerful diesel and a hybrid assist powertrain joining the fray. The latter will pair Renault's 108 bhp 1.5-liter DC unit with an electric motor. The new sports tourer dimensions is slightly longer than its predecessor but remains the same width, while Renault has gone to great lengths to give its new estate a more aggressive stance. It has achieved this by lowering the suspension and revising its geometry to reduce the roofline by 20 mm, as well as widening the front and rear tracks. Inside, the Megane Sports Tourer is similar to the hatchback. It features Renault's linked to infotainment system, with a higher specification unit, which uses an 8.7-inch portrait touchscreen display, fitted to pricier trim levels. The rear seats have also been revised, with leg and knee room all being improved thanks to an 11 mm extension of the wheelbase over that of the old Megane. The boot, however, comes with 521 liters of space available with the seats up, which makes it less capacious than the outgoing version. Renault's 1.6-liter diesel engine is surprisingly inaudible, even during a cold start on our Sub-Zero test drive, and remains so until you exceed 3,000 revolutions per minute, at which point it goes from grumbling to clattering as you rise through the rev range. There's plentiful torque to exploit from as little as 1,400 revolutions per minute, making painless work of getting up to speed and carrying out safe overtakes. Progress is further aided by the relatively slick 6-speed manual gearbox. The Megane's steering is light and precise, making it easy to turn in and judge how much lock is needed. It's relatively numb, however, which, in addition to pronounced body roll, means it's not as engaging to drive as some of its closest rivals. However, out on rutted British roads, the Megane does a remarkably good job of providing a cosseting ride. Only larger potholes cause thuds and vibrations to pass through the cabin, and it never loses its composure outright. Inside, everything is logically laid out. Our mid-spec Dynamique S-Nav test car sported a decent amount of soft-touch plastics and premium-feeling trim materials, with the lower-rent plastics left mainly out of sight. Space is good, too, with plenty of room and adjustment for the front passengers. The rear seats provide ample knee room for even tall adults, but head and shoulder space is at more of a premium given the slightly sloping roofline. As already mentioned, the ST's boot is slightly smaller than before, leaving it trailing behind the likes of Vauxhall Astra and Leon, not to mention the Volkswagen Golf and Skoda Octavia estates. That said, the available boot space is quite practical, with the wide opening and no-load lift making it easy to lift bulky items into the back. There's a quick release function for the folding rear seats, too, adding to the convenience. Should I buy one? If you are looking for a practical family-sized estate, then look elsewhere first. The Seat Leon and Vauxhall Astra Sport Tourers both offer far more boot space and practicality. However, given the Megane's easygoing nature and supple ride, it's a viable alternative, but consider what your priorities are first, an easy life or more boot space. If only a Megane Sports Tourer will do, then this more powerful 128 bhp diesel is the one to go for. It loses out slightly on economy and emissions, but its refined and torquey nature makes it the more compelling choice.